Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Cubs Line Podcast. As the Cubs lose today's ball game, 9-4 to the Mariners in Game 1 of this three-game series. I'm Ryan Dunleavy,
And I'm Ryan Zielinski.
and thank you guys for joining us on another episode of the Cubs Line Podcast. Ryan, any opening thoughts on today's ball game?
Cal Raleigh's really good at baseball.
Yeah, he is MVP in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start off our show by our cards, brought to you by Mark's Card Shop, located in Downers Grove. The address is 914 Curtis Street, Downers Grove, Illinois. Check out their website at markscardshop.com. Thank you for sponsoring today's show and this segment. All right, the first guy, he came up to the big leagues in 2023. He's the second baseman for the Brewers. He throws right-handed, but he's a left-handed bat, and he's a speedster.
Is that Terrain?
Yep, Bryce Turang.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that took me so long.
This guy, it is his second year in the big leagues, but his first full year. He's on pace to win the AL Rookie of the Year and start at shortstop for the Athletics or start for the AL, but he's on the Athletics, and he, I believe, is in the lead of batting average right now.
You said shortstop Athletics?
Yes.
Jacob Wilson.
Yep. And this last guy, he started his career at the Tigers for a year, but then he went to the Reds for a while. He was known for his long hair, and he had the little tie in the back with the man bun. And then he went to the Mariners for 2 years, and now he's on the Diamondbacks. Big right-handed third baseman, killed the Cubs in the opening series.
Oh, did we talk about him the other day?
Yeah.
Eugenio Suarez.
Eugenio Suarez. All right. Thank you guys for tuning into the cards portion. I know we have a lot of fun with it, talking about other players around the league.
Yeah.
So, you want to get into today's recap, Ryan?
Yeah, so a lot of homers, kind of expected today.
Yeah, wind was blown out.
Yeah. So in the top of the first inning, Cal Raleigh hits a homer. Again, he's really good. He hits that 381 to center. Yeah. And then Cubs come right back. Ian Happ hits a home run to center, 425 feet. Again, Ian Happ, he's been really good lately, and I'm really hoping he's starting to find his groove, he has in the past. But a leadoff homer to respond after Cal Raleigh's homer. What do you think, or what have your thoughts been of Ian Happ as of late?
Yeah, he's been hitting for a lot more power. He's pretty dreadful when he came back from the IL. I thought they should have let him go and rehab in Iowa for a couple games, but the Cubs started him off in the leadoff spot right in the MLB, so that was kind of his rehab assignment. So hopefully he starts to heat up because he's a big factor and he's the leader of this Cubs team.
Yeah. And then Kyle Tucker hits a single, Seiya Suzuki hits a double, so it's second and third with nobody out for PCA. He fouls out to third, which is tough. Dansby, strikeout in a big moment. And then
Fastball down the middle too.
Yeah, I mean, four seam 96 down the pipe. That's gotta be put in play. And then Michael Busch hits a single to left. Tucker and Suzuki come around. So the Cubs take a 3-1 lead out of the first inning. Lot to talk about in the inning. How are you feeling coming out of this inning?
So I was mad about the Dansby at bat and PCA, but I was super glad that Michael Busch connected there for a 2-run single. I mean, he just continues to do his job, and I think he's the most underrated first baseman in baseball right now. Not many people are talking about him for the All-Star game stuff, but quietly he is having a great season, and he is in the running for a Gold Glove. Defensively, he is amazing. He's hitting 271 on the year with 11 home runs. I mean, very good year, and he didn't get a lot of playing time at the start of the year because they faced a lot of left-handed pitching, but Craig's kind of giving him those at-bats now, and I love to see it, and he's the most underrated first baseman in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really understand why there's no one really talking about Michael Busch, because he's been, we've said it I think the entire time that we've had, this show, like he's just been so good. He does his job every time, and I mean, he's a great defensive fielder or defensive first baseman too.
Yeah, the thing about the Michael Bush trade too is it was kind of a win-win trade. I mean, the Cubs got their long-term first baseman for the future, but the only bad thing is Zaire Hope and Jackson Ferris are probably going to be two very good all-star players, but I'm fine with it because we got Michael Bush out of it. He's still 27 and still developing, and I can't wait to see what he can do in the Cubby Blue in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I agree. That trade was. I don't really even think it was like the biggest deal. I mean, it was
No.
kind of good to look at, but it wasn't really a huge deal. Now I look back and I'm like, well, that was a big trade.
Mhm.
Um, so then 1, 2, 3 innings. In the bottom of the third, Kyle Tucker hits a leadoff double. Unable to bring him around, and then in the top of the fourth, Cal Raleigh walks. Randy Rosarena strikes out. Mitch Garver walks, and then Solano hits a single to right. Cal Raleigh comes around and scores to make it 3-2. Any thoughts on that play?
Walks come back to hurt you. I mean, if you have two walks in an inning, chances are you're going to give up a run. That's kind of all I got.
Yep, I agree with you. And then in the bottom of the fifth, to lead off the inning, Reese McGuire hits a homer. I mean, do we have to really say anything? Like it's like we're sounding like a broken record. I mean, this guy comes in when he starts and he does his job. He's trying his hardest every single game, putting his, sacrificing his body for this team, and I've really enjoyed it. This was a big run at the time, a big insurance run. So, what are your thoughts on the homer and Reese McGuire as a whole?
Yeah, I love what I've seen from McGuire so far. I mean, he's hitting 257. That's a higher batting average than Carson Kelly and Dansby Swanson. Kind of an underrated guy. He's what you want in a backup catcher. He does his job. He's good defensively. He handles the pitching staff pretty well. And he's got some sneaky pop from the left-handed side. And I love what I'm seeing from Reese McGuire. And I'm so glad that they called him up.
Yeah, I always love the left-handed bat from a catcher. And then Tucker draws a walk, but that's the only base runner they had in that inning, or in the rest of the bottom of the fifth. And then Randy Rosarena hits a two-out double, and then Mitch Garver hits a two-run home run to tie the game up. Kind of an interesting play here, having Presley in the game. What did you kind of think about that?
I was fine with it. Presley should be like a sixth inning guy. He's not really an eighth or ninth inning guy. Like as of right now, early in his career he was, but not right now. That pitch to Mitch Garver was down the middle, fastball down and low. So I mean, that's that. A lot of times a big league hitter is going to do damage on that pitch. So that's kind of what I
Especially,
expected.
I mean, especially when it's a 94-mile-an-hour heater, and it was right down the middle.
Yeah, and Mitch Garver's a good hitter too. He's got a lot of pop.
Yeah. Um, and then in the top of the seventh inning, Rodriguez hits a single to right, and then Cal Raleigh hits a homer to left. I mean, he smoked it. Um, that makes the game 6-4, and that's kind of when I was like, oh boy, like obviously I didn't lose hope at all because it's only 2 runs, but it's just kind of tough to have that 4-2 lead go away and now be down 2 a couple of innings later. What did you kind of think when this homer was hit, his second of the day?
Another pitch that saw way too much plate. It was a fastball right down the middle, low. So I mean, Cal Raleigh, especially, was probably, in my opinion, the best hitter in the league as of right now, besides like Judge and Otani. He's gonna do some damage on that pitch. I was hoping like go foul, but it was a bomb. Nothing
Yeah.
you could do.
Um, and then nothing really happens. I mean, the bottom of the seventh, Reese McGuire walks. Bottom of the eighth, Seiya draws a leadoff walk, so that's kind of when you're like, all right, like feeling good. Maybe they can get something going. PCA fouls out to the catcher. Dansby grounds out to third. Gets Seiya to second, but then Michael Bush hits a rollover to first to end that inning. And then in the top of the ninth, you're hoping Genesis Cabrera can just get 3 outs. Still 2 runs is not that bad in the bottom of the ninth. And then Randy or Cal Raleigh singles, Randy Rosarena singles, and then Mitch Garver hits his second homer of the game on a cutter. Um, Again, saw too much plate, hits a 3-run homer, puts the nail in the coffin on the Seattle victory.
Yeah, I mean another fastball low. Pretty
Yeah,
much all the home runs were
yeah,
low fastballs. I mean Cabrera he 2 outs. I'm fine. Kind of. I would have personally pitched around Raleigh, but he gets a single, not a big deal. But you got to get outs with 2 outs to get out of the inning, give your guys a chance to tie the ball game up, and that was the nail in the coffin.
yeah. And then on the bottom of the ninth, Nico hits a single. I mean, it's not like I was like, all right, let's go. Um, yeah, and then Matt Shaw strikes out on a pitch that you got to swing at with 2 strikes. And then Reese McGuire grounds into a game-ending double play. Nothing that I'm really upset about. It's not like they would have came back. And then that's where we will cap off the game recap. The Cubs lose 9-4. Real quick, I did miss this. The Mariners moved to 38 and 36. And the Cubs moved to 45 and 30. The Mariners are 5 games back of the Astros in the AL West. The Cubs now hold a 4.5 game lead on Milwaukee and St. Louis in the NL Central. Any standings thoughts?
Cubs are still sitting pretty. I think the Mariners, if they start playing good ball, could be a dark horse for a wild card spot.
Yeah, I agree with that. Um, Real quick, do you? I mean, I'll say, do you really think about pitching to Cal Raleigh the rest of the series? Like, do you give him really anything? Because I know you can't really say like, no, just walk him every time. But you know, do you, in moments where you can't really give up runs and like it's just this? Okay, this is a tough question. I'll give it to you up front, and then we can kind of talk about it. Do you pitch to Cal Raleigh for the rest of the series?
Nothing over the heart of the plate. If you hit your spots, then yes, but if you're kind of all over the place, then just walk him. If there's a guy hits a double, 2 outs, I'd put him on first base. If you have any chance to put him on, put him on. But if you have to pitch to him, nothing over the heart of the plate because he's a very good hitter.
Yeah, so the question I have, like, if you need an out, you can't just pitch around him, right? You go get that out.
Yeah, but
But
nothing like over the heart of the plate. You gotta hit your
no,
spots.
no 93-mile-an-hour four-seamers right down the middle. Yeah, I get you. So now we will move into the pitching. Um, First for the Cubs, Matthew Boyd gets the start. He goes 5 innings, gives up 2 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned. 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and a homer. He threw 76 pitches, 48 for strikes. He's now got a 2.84 ERA. What do you think about Matthew Boyd's start today?
Not a bad start at all. He put the team in a position to win a ball game. 5 innings of 2-run baseball. I mean, that puts your team in a position to win a ball game. Handed over to the bullpen, who's been really good, but they blew it today. And not every day the bullpen's going to be great, but today the loss was on them.
Yeah, today the bullpen did. I mean, they did kind of lose the game. Yeah, the bullpen was rough today, but they've been really good as of late, so I don't want to put too much blame on them. And then Presley comes in, goes an inning, 3 hits, 2 runs, both were earned. A walk, a strikeout, gave up a homer, 29 pitches, 14 for strikes. He's at a 4.03 ERA. Um, Not a lot of strikes. I mean, obviously, he threw less than half of his pitches for strikes. Any thoughts on that?
He didn't find the zone, and when he did, it was over the plate.
Yeah. And then Caleb Thielbar came in for 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, they were both earned. No walks, a strikeout, a homer, 18 pitches, 13 for strikes. So he was throwing strikes, but and then he's at now a 2.30 ERA. What were your thoughts on Thielbar today?
Again, he saw way too much plate. All the Cubs pitchers, everything was up the middle. I mean, that's kind of, but I'm not going to harp on Thielbar too much because he's been great for this ball club so far, and he's gotten some big outs, and he's one of the nastiest left-handed pitchers in baseball.
Yeah, he's so nasty. I'm not gonna lie. He's one of my favorites. Might have to get a jersey. Um, And then Brazier went an inning and a third, gave up a hit, no runs, no walks, two strikeouts, 18 pitches, 12 for strikes. Now at a 1.93 ERA. So I don't really think Brazier becomes a late inning guy, but he's pitching pretty well so far. What have you?
I do think he should be a late inning guy personally. I would rather have him than Presley. I think Palencia for sure, Keller for sure, Thielbar, and I think you add Brazier to that mix as well. He's been so good for this ball club and very underrated because he was hurt at the start of the year after Japan. But he's been a very good arm for this ball club, and he was the only bullpen arm that I thought looked good today.
And then I'll ask you this: if you had to pick for a seventh or eighth inning guy, because I know Keller, we like him in the eighth and the seventh, Flexen or Brazier, you have to pick one.
Flexen by
Yeah,
far. He hasn't given up a run yet. He's been great and way better than I anticipated after his last couple of years with the White Sox.
yeah, I agree with that. And then he kind of let the game slip away. Genesis Cabrera went an inning, four hits, three runs, no walks, a strikeout, gave up a homer, but that was three run shot. 31 pitches, 21 for strikes. He's now at a 6.35 ERA. We talked about it yesterday. Does Genesis Cabrera need to get DFA'd?
Start packing your bags, buddy. Shota Imanaga is going to St. Louis with the Cubs, and I say you move Ben Brown to the bullpen. He's Ben Brown is definitely an MLB ready pitcher. I just don't know if he's going to be a starter or more reliable out of the bullpen. But Genesis Cabrera, if you have a 6.35 ERA, I think you pull the plug on him and send him somewhere not in a Cubs uniform.
I was gonna say, get ready to learn Iowa knees, buddy.
No, someone will probably pick him
But-
up because he has
yeah,
had a good MLB career. I will say that. I think that's kind of why the Cubs picked him up. He's a
yeah.
4.03, so pretty good MLB pitcher. He gets a lot of strikeouts. Well, he'll go somewhere else. I doubt he will slide through waivers.
I don't think he's gonna go to an aggressive like
No,
buyer team.
he'll go to like a White Sox,
Yeah.
someone that just needs an arm. I mean, the White Sox, I will
Hmm.
give them credit. Like if there's a guy who's semi decent on waivers or requesting a trade, they pick him up.
Yeah.
I've liked what the White Sox have done so far.
And then for the Mariners, um, oh,
George Kirby got the start,
yeah,
5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, and all of them were earned. 1 walk, 3 Ks, 2 home runs, and he is now at a 6.16 ERA, so not very good. George Kirby has been pretty good in his career, but rough. And then Eduardo Bizardo gets the win. He goes to 2-0 on the year with an inning pitched, 1 hit. No runs, no walks, no strikeouts. He's at a 3.13 ERA. And then after him, Carlos Vargas came in and got to hold his ninth on the year. He went 2/3 of an inning, no hits, no runs, 1 walk. He's now at a 3.25 ERA. And then for that, to finish off the inning, it was Gabe Spearer. He got a hold, his eighth on the year. He went a third of an inning, no hits, no runs. He's at a 2.3 ERA. And then in the eighth, Matt Brash came in. He's yet to give up a run in 15 games this year. He went an inning, no hits, no runs, 1 walk. And then to close out the game, it was Casey Lagumina. He went 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, one strikeout. He's now at a 3.9 ERA. So obviously we could talk about the pitching later,
and
but
for him,
Brian,
real quick for him, he threw six pitches, six for strikes, so he did not throw one ball. So that's.
one thing I do want to note about these next 2 games kind of becomes a 9 inning ball game with Andres Munoz coming out in the ninth inning, kind of tops out around 91 or 103, 104. You're not gonna score a lot of runs off of him, so that kind of puts it to a 9 inning or 8 inning ball game for the Cubs.
Yeah, I agree with that. Obviously today wasn't really needed, but if you're down one, I mean, say goodnight.
Yeah. Any thoughts on the Mariners pitching?
I mean, if any part of the door was still open, they shut it. Gave up no runs. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, six pitchers came in, I believe, right? One, two, three, four, five. Oh no, sorry, five pitchers came in out of the bullpen. None gave up a run. Yeah, they were on point today.
One team's bullpen lost them the game, the other teams won it.
Yep.
And I mean, the Mariners, except Brash, are kind of a bunch of average guys. The Cubs, they threw some of their higher leverage guys today, but nothing too special.
Yeah, rough day. Rough day for the bullpen. And again, like you said, you're not gonna have a good day every day. So it's kind of whatever. But it's just a tough loss. That's two straight now. So hopefully they can get back on track tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'll get into tomorrow's preview. On the mound for S- Seattle is Emerson Hancock. The 26-year-old has pitched 12 games this year. He is 3-2 with a 4.48 ERA and 62 and a third of an inning. 45 strikeouts and a 1.38 whip. This is his second big league year. He was a first round pick, or actually the sixth pick in the 2020 MLB draft out of Georgia. I got to watch him, I believe, two spring trainings ago. He's a pretty good pitcher. He's a good fastball and a good off speed as well. And then on the bump for the Cubs, coming off a great start, number 22, Cade Horton. This year in 7 games, he is 3-1 with a 3.47 ERA, with 36 and a third of innings pitched, 29 strikeouts with a 1.21 ERA. Obviously, he was the seventh pick in the 2022 draft for the Cubs out of Oklahoma. Is there anything that stands out about any of their numbers?
Um, Not really. I mean, a 4.48 ERA. Not the best. But
Serviceable, though.
yeah, exactly. It's not outrageous. I mean, Cade Horton is a very similar pitcher, so I mean,
Two young guys,
yeah,
two first
exactly.
round picks.
Exactly. Two first round picks, two young guys. Like I'm excited to, see how they kind of settle in tomorrow. It'll be a fun matchup to watch for sure.
Yeah, score predictions?
I'm gonna go unbiased. I'm gonna go 5-4 Seattle.
I'm going to go 8-6 Cubbies.
As much as I want the Cubs to win,
I mean, the ball's
I have a
going to be
feeling.
flying. It's going to be over 100 degrees tomorrow.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's gonna be pumping tomorrow. Let
I'm
me check
scared.
what the forecast is saying.
And yeah, I want to check the
Tomorrow in
wind.
Wrigleyville, 95 and sunny.
What's the wind? Does it say?
Oh, no, it does not say what the wind is going to be like. At first pitch, it says 94.
17-mile-an-hour winds. I just don't know in what
Ooh,
direction. So if
yeah,
it's out, the ball will be flying. If it's in, there's gonna be not a lot of hits.
yeah. All right, and now do you want to take a look around the league?
Real
So,
quick, real quick. Let's talk about Shota real
oh,
quick.
Shota Imanaga, yeah. So I'll go through Shota's stats. Thank you for reminding me of that. Actually, he went 4 innings and a third, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, 72 pitches, including 50 of them for strikes. He topped out at 91.2 miles per hour and got 10 whiffs on the evening. Looking pretty good from Shodi Managa. Any thoughts?
I like it. Um, I mean, I didn't expect a no hitter, but it's good to see him doing well. I don't know if we'll see him in St. Louis. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't. I wouldn't be surprised if we do. Do you think we will? On it's a Monday through Wednesday, right? Or
Monday
is it a
through
Monday?
Thursday.
Oh, it's a Monday through Thursday. Yeah, I feel like we could see him on like Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. So Ben Brown is scheduled to start on Monday, and I assume he would take Ben Brown's start. So I think that Shota might pitch that Monday game.
Yeah,
And a
yeah.
question leading into that: what do you do when Shota comes up?
I think you. I think you. I mean, he'll take Ben Brown's spot. Do you send him to Iowa or do you put him in the bullpen?
I DFA Cabrera and
Well, yeah,
I put Ben Brown in the bullpen.
you do because I mean, again, when he
Ben
gets,
Brown's a MLB ready
he
pitcher. I
is.
mean,
Like
and
when
he,
they do an opener for him, like the Cincinnati game, I believe it was. I mean, he went
mhm,
7 scoreless with like 2 hits, like
yeah,
coming out of the bullpen. So I think you throw him in the bullpen, see how that kind of works out, and then you see what happens.
yeah. I think he's the second highest velocity on the team. I believe he's around 97, 98. The only guy
Yeah,
higher than him is Palencia. Hot take, he can be a seventh and eighth inning man. I mean, the eighth inning is Brad Keller, the ninth is Palencia. The seventh inning is still kind of up for
it's kind
grabs.
of up in the air. Yeah, exactly.
It could go to Brazier, Thielbar, Flexen, but I think it's Ben Brown's to win. And who knows? Maybe he could be closing ball games if Palencia gets
Yeah.
in trouble, but hopefully not.
Knock
But
on wood.
saying, yeah,
All right. You want to take a look around the MLB?
yeah. Today was a fun game or fun day in the MLB, especially with Rafi Devers returning or playing against the Red Sox. I watched that ball game. That was a
How did
good
he?
game.
How did he do? I saw his first at bat, but I didn't see.
0 for 4. Rough. The White Sox beat the Blue Jays 7-1. Luis Robert hit a home run 441 feet. The Rangers beat the Pirates 6-2. DeGrom shoved as normal. The Rays beat the Tigers 14-8 in a high-scoring affair. Yandy Diaz hit 2 solo home runs tonight. The Orioles beat the Yankees 5-3. The Yankees have lost 7 out of their last 8. Ramon Urias hit a go-ahead solo home run. The Marlins beat the Braves 6-2 on the night. Augustin Ramirez hit a 3-run homer. The Cardinals beat the Reds 6-1. The Cardinals had 5 runs in the seventh inning, which led them to the W. The Phillies beat the Mets 10-2. The Phillies scored 6 in the seventh inning to take the lead. The Brewers beat the Twins 17-6. Jacob Maestrowski dominates again in his second start. He gave up, I think, like
His
maybe 2 runs.
first his first hit given up was a 2-run homer in like the fifth.
He went 6 innings, 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and he's now at a 1.64 ERA. This guy's going to be a problem for the Cubs
Yeah, Mizorowski, I believe he went. Yeah, he went hitless outing, hitless
until
outing.
the 2 run homer.
Yeah, until the 2-run homer
So
in
he's
like the
given up
fifth.
one
Yeah,
hit in his major league career in 11 innings of work.
which
This
is
this guy's
insane.
scary.
Yeah.
Going to be a problem for sure. D-backs beat the Rockies 14-8. Eugenio Suarez hit his 300th career home run, his 24th on the year. The Astros beat the Angels 3-2 in extra innings, but Christian Moore hit his first MLB home run. I believe he was a first rounder 2 years ago. The Royals beat the Padres 6-5. Jonathan India hit a 3-run bomb, and Bobby Witt hit his 10th on the year. The Athletics beat the Guardians 5-1. Uh, Tanner Beebe did have 10 strikeouts though, so he looked good. The bullpen kind of blew it, but he still
I
gets the
mean,
loss.
that's a loss where you see the loss, but you don't see what's behind that loss.
The Dodgers beat the Nationals 6-5. Miguel Rojas hit a 2-run bomb. There's a lot of home runs in that game. Oh, and then in our last game, the Red Sox beat the Giants 7-5. Roman Anthony hit an RBI single. Sina Rafaela hit a solo bomb, and David Hamilton hit a 2-run home run. So that's a look around the MLB. Anything you want to say?
Um, Honestly, nothing about the MLB, but I do have something that we can do real quick before we get into our immaculate grid. We got something starting tomorrow in the baseball world. Coastal Carolina takes on LSU in the College World Series Finals. Very excited for that. I really want Coastal Carolina to win. What is your prediction? Who and how many games? What do we got?
I'm gonna go Coastal Carolina in 3 games. I love their coach. I really hope that they win. I loved how I believe it was Florida's coach who disrespected their grounds crew, and then he just came out in the media and bashed him. I love it.
Yeah,
I
it was
love this
awesome.
team. I like LSU, but I'm rooting for the underdog. Coastal, give me Coastal California in 3 games. What about you?
Um, it's tough. I think it's definitely going three. Both teams very talented. First of all, I do want to say I feel horrible for Arkansas. Like I
Yeah, that was rough. We tweeted about it on the Cubs line
did my
account. That
yeah
was really tough,
my
man.
I always make fun of my mom for like tearing up after like teams lose and she sees them crying. I almost shed a tear for that kid
That was
in
rough,
res.
dude. I
I
felt
mean,
terrible.
basically they you see it hit and you're like, all right, let's go get we're going to a winner take all game tomorrow, and then you just fall. You take it off the face, I think, and then they hit a walkout, and that was just terrible. The curse of Omaha lives on for Arkansas, but I think Coastal Carolina wins in 3 games. I really want it to happen. I don't know, LSU very talented, but I always like seeing a small school defeat, an SEC Power
So do
Five
I.
team.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally agree with that.
Alrighty, you want to get into the immaculate grid, and then we'll head to bed.
Yep. All right. So hold up. Sorry, you caught me off guard. Let me pull it up really quick. All right. First is Mariners and Rangers player. I feel like Matt Brash played on the Rangers.
Did he?
Like I thought I saw him in spring training. I let me look this one up because I feel like I'm just looking up Matt Brash because I feel like I went to spring training and I saw him pitch on Texas. No, I'm wrong. He did not.
Good thing we didn't pull the trigger.
Yep.
Um. Okay.
You want to skip that one?
Yeah, let's skip that one for now. Kansas City, St. Louis. We could do. Mm, I'm trying to think of like a good one. Michael Waka.
Yeah, Michael Walker. Michael Walker.
Waka.
Yep, Michael Walker. Um, let me think of 30 home run seasons. We could do those pretty easily. Did J Rod hit 30 homers?
I think so. Yeah.
Yep. Kansas City, Salvi.
See.
And then Baltimore. Who's a 30 home run guy for Baltimore? Oh, Cal Ripken.
Oh yeah.
Cal Ripken. Yep. All right, now we just gotta get these teams, dude.
Baltimore, St. Louis.
Trying to think. We
uh,
see them a lot. Texas,
Seattle, St. Louis. I mean
St.
Texas.
Louis, Carolina.
Texas. Rufnit Odor
Oh yeah,
for
Orioles in Texas.
Baltimore and Texas. Yeah.
There
Um.
we go, Door. So we need four more. Kansas City and
Wow, only
Texas.
5% for that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I thought that would be like the front runner. St. Louis, Baltimore.
I feel like I like.
There's got to be an obvious one here that we're missing because I feel like
Yeah. Here, let's go do another one, maybe.
not
Wait,
this one.
did Jack Flaherty play for the Orioles?
I think he.
I feel like he did.
I think he did. I'll do it on mine. Don't do it on yours because yours is the actual one. I think he did though. He did. Yeah, he did.
Wow, I was just thinking of like.
Good poll there. I can't. Man. All right.
All right, we got three more. Come on.
All right. Kansas City, Texas. Did no.
I don't know. I'm trying to. Any like old time guys? Was Kansas City in Texas?
Oh, duh. Colton Wong.
Oh yeah, Colton Wong. Good poll.
Let's see.
Wait, Colton Wong for what?
For Mariners, Cardinals.
Oh yeah, Colton Wong. Is he still in the league?
I don't know because I know he was on Seattle in like 2023.
Wait,
Let me check. And then he went to Milwaukee.
did
Um,
Chapman pitch on the Royals? I know he did Texas.
or Aldis Chapman?
Yeah.
I don't think so. So I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of pitchers.
Here, I want to search up Aroldis Chapman because I feel like he did.
Think so? Let me check.
I'm doing it right now. He's pitched for like everyone.
He really has. He did.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Wow.
He
I
did
don't remember
because I
that.
remember him in 2023 when he got traded.
Man, I don't know why.
He got
I
traded from Kansas City to Texas that year. That's how I remember it.
I kind of don't remember Chapman after like 2018
He
or
got traded
2019.
because you know how he was in Texas for their playoff run, right? He got traded
Yeah,
from Kansas City that year because he started off the year with them.
that's right. Yeah, good pull. I don't remember that. Or like I
All right.
do now, but all right, Mariners, Texas. That's the last one. Oh, come on, we got to get this.
Yeah, I know.
We're 8 for 8. Come on.
We got a lot in
Mariners,
here.
Mariners, Angels.
I'm just trying to think like utility guys or pitchers that have been on like a million teams.
Yeah, like Mastroboni, but like obviously not him.
Miles Mastrobuoni.
Yeah.
Love him.
Oh, did Beltre play for the Mariners?
I don't know. He might have.
I think he did. Let me check real quick.
I'll
I
put it
don't.
in. I'll put it in.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
trusting you here.
just
I'm
last guess.
trusting you. Let me check. Moment of truth. Immaculate grid. There
Let's
we go.
go. Yeah, I
Let's
was
see if
gonna
there's any
say.
obvious. I'm looking. Colton Wong was the most popular. Chapman, yep. Carlos Beltran.
Um,
A-Rod played on Seattle and Texas.
did he?
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning into today's episode. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too, Ryan.
Yeah, a lot of fun. The Immaculate Grid is really getting me. It's really fun.
Yeah.
So,
Getting them
yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
I prefer that over trivia for sure.
I know, me too.
All right. Thank
Already,
you guys for tuning in. Signing out, Ryan Dunleavy.
Ryan Zelinsky.
See you guys in the next episode.